Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Marketing Profs Demo Day. I'm Jeffrey Thomas, and I'll be your moderator for our next demo for the day from our friends at Multiview. Before we begin, let me run through a few housekeeping notes. Check out the right-hand side panel for some fun engagement options with today's demo. You can use the chat to connect to fellow marketers. Please use the Q&A tab to submit your questions for our speakers. In the Q&A tab, you can also upvote your favorite questions. And as soon as today's demo is done, we will get to as many questions as we can, and we'll start with the most popular ones. If you look to the bottom of your screen, you'll see an emoji button. Feel free to share your reactions throughout today's demo. And remember, after this, you're invited to attend our final demo of the day. Each demo you attend enters your name into a drawing to win one of 10 $100 Visa gift cards. And if you ask a question in the session, you will receive an additional entry. Now, please join me in welcoming Sahar Khoshab, Executive Marketing Consultant at Multiview, and Yariv Drori, Chief Product Officer at Multiview, who are ready to lead our next demo of the day. We can't wait to see how they can help you find hard-to-reach B2B professionals with Audienceview. And with that, I'm going to hand it over. Sahar and Yariv, please take it away.
Thank you, Jeff. Hi, my name is Yariv Drori. I'm Chief Product Officer in Multiview, and Sahar is with me, and we are very excited to introduce you today to Audienceview from Multiview. Multiview is a digital marketing agency, on a mission to connect brands with their audiences and associations with their members. So let's get into it. So a little bit about Multiview. Multiview, been around for 25 years now. We have our founders identified the opportunity to leverage the relationships between associations and their members, and the sponsors that try to reach those members through the association. And what our founders essentially identified back in 2000 is that there is an opportunity to leverage those digital channels to continue this over a millennium, century-long relationship between associations and their members and bring it to the digital age. So fast forward 25 years, Multiview has over 850 association partners. 50% of the Fortune 100 companies work with us. And we're managing over $100 million in revenue across all the different channels that we are executing media on. And this is really our forte, is the relationship between those three entities of associations, their sponsors, and their members existed for so long, and what we're trying to do is help facilitate that, and we're going to get to that now. So as you can see here, we're working with businesses, big brands that try to reach association members. We work with top-tier associations. Those 850 associations I mentioned are across 32 different industries. So we are operating across a really wide range of professionals. Our largest verticals are more in the healthcare and manufacturing and education. Sahar is going to get into more details there. And large agencies that represent those businesses are working with us also. A lot of our business is client direct, but sometimes a client would send us to their media buying agency to execute their media buys across different associations. And then the next, again, in media there is this triad between brands, media, and audiences. Multiview is replicating this in our ecosystem, where we are connecting associations, their members, and the sponsors who pay for essentially the media here. It's important to understand that associations are not really commercial publishers. They're not the classic media company. Associations exist as they have a mission. The mission, and Sahar will talk about this in a second, the mission to service their community and their members to provide standards and certifications, education, and networking. And that ecosystem exists not for the purpose of monetizing media, but that helps. So sponsors who are trying to reach those really niche member groups, whether they're engineers or nurses or facility managers, Multiview help facilitate this whole engagement between those parties. And now I'm going to hand it off to Sahar to talk a bit more about it and give you a demonstration of what Audienceview is.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Yariv. So first and foremost, let's go down to the basics. What is a trade association? A lot of us don't actually know what that is. So a trade association, it's typically founded and funded by businesses that operate in specific industries. Their main purpose is usually to support the interests of their members and the member companies. Now, we understand there are challenges when looking to reach B2B audience segments that are accurate as well as first party. As we know, the online media world is full of synthetic audiences, and Multiview has found a solution to hopefully circumvent these challenges by providing marketers with high quality and high fidelity first party channels through association media. So, first and foremost, what is association media? Association media is specialized publications and communication channels managed by professionals or trade associations to engage their member base. And these members typically include industry professionals, decision makers, and influencers that are well connected in niche professions. Now, our various channels include a number of different things, inclusive of email marketing through newsletters and e blasts. We do website advertising, events, conferences, and first party data activations. Now, the question is, why does association media matter? So, for B2B marketers, association media presents typically a unique opportunity to reach highly targeted and niche audiences in a trusted and content rich environment. It's the fact that you're going basically directly to the source. So, of course, these are targeted audiences that have high affinity for their professions, and thereby they're more trusting and more engaged. We do partner with over 850 trade associations in all industry verticals. A couple of them are listed here to the right. Some noteworthy ones would be IFMA, for example, for facility managers, BOMA for building owners and managers. And then, of course, within healthcare, we work with the American Nurses Association. Some that aren't listed are, the Tortilla Industry Association. So there really is an association for every profession. Okay. Now, what you get through Audienceview is essentially a gateway to 30 different industry segments. And beyond the fact that it's a gateway to 30 different industry segments, it's the fact that you're also working with a fully managed service with marketing consultants like myself, who understand what the professionals within these associations and industries are reading, what topics matter to them most, the content that they receive on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. And so it's the intel that we can provide to you as a marketer. You can also use Audienceview as a self serve tool, but also couple that with the intelligence of working with our 400 plus media experts. We have creative specialists as well as data audience experts, a part of our group. And so we hope that you'll still give us a call and think about creative ways to tap into these audiences and leverage us for that intel. And we're always here to help. Okay, so now for the main part, which is introducing Audienceview. It is a single self serve platform that is meant to solve B2B marketers' needs. As Yariv mentioned earlier, we've built on about 25 years of doing credible business with associations. Multiview built Audienceview to provide advertisers with exclusive access to association media. It's built on first party data and it helps you run targeted media campaigns that Fill three buckets: reaching decision makers in specific industries or professions, building your brand with respected trade association professionals, and delivering personalized messaging with precision targeting. So, when you actually run targeted media campaigns on Audienceview, we validated that there is 2x higher engagement as compared to third party segments. So, for example, if you're running similar campaigns on LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok, you're going to see different engagement numbers. Obviously, there are several factors that go into that. How effective is your creative? How effective is your messaging? But largely, we can validate and say that there is 2x higher engagement. Now, in conclusion, Audience View is the foundation that Multiview is sitting on. We also add additional services inclusive of strategy, content, analytics, media activations. But really, all of this is better because of our relationships with our trade association partners. Yes, we do have an ecosystem expertise through Trade Desk and other DSPs, and we know other agencies use these platforms too. But our association relationships and our 25 years of B2B expertise really make us stand out amongst other agencies. They empower each other, and that is what the spirit of Audience View is really built on. So now just to conclude the presentation, I'm going to walk you guys through a demo of how the Audience View platform can be used. And this is public facing, meaning all marketers have access to this. So I'll go ahead and get started on that.
I may just add while you do this, Sahar,
Sure, yeah.
that Multiview existed for this long, and you may have heard of us over the last 25 years. If you're a B2B marketer, we may have called you. What's special about Audience View is for the first time we're putting the inventory, essentially the availability of these association media channels in the hand of you. So we don't necessarily will call you for this, but we have this platform in which you can browse and experience all the different audiences that we have to offer. You can, of course, check out here directly, but you can also contact us because it could be, there's a lot in there. So go ahead, Sahar.
Awesome. Thanks, Yariv. Okay, so this is our Audienceview platform. To access it, you can go on to www.audienceview.ai. For the sake of the conversation today, we decided to handpick a company called Ream Manufacturing Company. A little bit of a background about this company. We picked them as an example because they are a global market leader in the heating and cooling solutions for both residential and commercial. We thought it would be a really good example of a company in the manufacturing space. However, please do keep in mind we service companies in any and every industry vertical. So this is just one example of a manufacturing company. So I'll go ahead and get started. You can start by just typing in your company name in the box over here and click on Generate Audiences. Now, this is where our AI tool will begin to match up various keywords and associations that fit your company profile as accurately as possible. And the way this is done, it's done through an aggregate of info and information on your company's website, as well as other details about your company that's published online. So before I walk you through it, I just want to touch on the significance of the two tabs up top. So industry and audience. We do understand the importance for a marketer to know their industry and audience segments because it allows them to tailor messaging, choose the right channels, and position their product or service effectively. So, this is why we have included those two details in the discovery process prior to building up a media plan for you guys. Now, we are in the first tab, which is industry. So this is going to be a full database of industries that we've put together. As you can see, there's some yellow bubbles over here with what looks like black stars on it. These are the industries that our AI tool has decided to be a good matchup based on your company. So I'll go ahead and check these ones off. Obviously, should they be a good fit for you guys, and as a marketer, you'd understand that best. Um, as you know, AI suggestions are not always 100% accurate, and you can absolutely go ahead and tweak what the suggestions are. The AI tool is reading what it knows about your company and how your company's positions online. So if that isn't clear, or possibly you're in a very niche environment, it may not be perfect, but it's absolutely a good place to start. So I'm going to go ahead and type in a couple of other industries that would be a good fit, such as pool and spa, and go ahead and check that off. Now, if you wanted to see how many items you have checked off, you can just click on this filter here, which says show selected, and this will show all of the industries that you've selected. So if all of that looks good, you can proceed to the next tab, which is industry. So again, industry, the tab over here, or sorry, audience. The tab over here is doing the same thing as the industry tab, where the AI yellow buttons here are suggesting the best fit for your company based on what they pulled online for you all. So as you can see, there is a lot of different options here, and the way that they did it is the industry suggestions are on the right and the audience suggestions are on the left. You can feel free to tick off anything additional that you think would be a good fit. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and add a few more line items that would be a good fit for Ream specifically. Okay, so, and again, if you wanted to see what you've clicked off, you can do the show selected tab over there. Now, on to the next tab. So this is a tab where all of our trade association partners will be listed. There is over 850 trade associations for you guys to pick from. Once again, AI are the yellow buttons here that have picked the suggested associations based on your audience and industry. But you can go ahead and add associations that you think would be a good fit. Another thing that you guys can do, as you can see, there is a drop down button over here. So if you click on this drop down button, there will be a description. It's pretty concise and straight to the point about what the association does. If you don't feel like this is sufficient and you want to learn more, you can click on this button over here, which is the association's website. And of course, you can tap into their About Us page and learn a little bit more about them and what they do. So the last tab over here is our checkout tab. The checkout tab is based on the pricing and flight duration, as well as the selections that you made in the previous tab. So you can go ahead and tweak it. I've decided to go with a budget of $1 million over 12 months, starting in September. Now, these are all things that you guys can feel free to correct as you go. But what the media plan review is going to do is pick out media that is available to you through these associations that are currently up for sale, basically. So if it is sold out, it might not pop up, but it will be based on availability on your parameters. Now, another thing that you can do is you can tweak the allocation of channels. So let's just say your team is more interested in newsletters and email marketing. You can go ahead and allocate more percentage to newsletters and e-blasts, for example. If you're interested in some site retargeting and programmatic, we can put some more weight there. So that's totally up to you guys as to how you want to basically allocate different pieces of budget. Now, if all looks good, there will be a media plan summary, and then there's different associations here. You can do a couple of things. You can download this media plan and it will pop it out in Excel. It's awesome, super easy to read. There's going to be 3 tabs based on media plan, pricing. The second tab will have some information on the association, and the third tab will be a glossary. So it's really easy to get through. If you're ready to go ahead and buy this media plan, you can go right ahead and click the checkout box over here and go through the invoicing process on that front. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, if it is a more comprehensive media plan, please do feel free to reach out to us. We put the contact tab right up top here. So top right, you can do the contact us form and fill out your information, and we'd be more than happy to help. We have over 200 marketing consultants on our team, including myself, who, do this day in and day out. So we can give you guys some really great advice on that front. But all in all, that concludes it. So if Yariv, you don't have anything else to add, we can segue into Q&A.
Yeah, and we have a few questions, which is exciting.
Yeah, Sahar and Yariv, thank you very much. All right, if you have any questions, please drop them into the Q&A tab. Let's get started. What unique features does Audienceview offer compared to other B2B audience discovery platforms to ensure precise targeting of niche professionals?
So I can take that. What Multiview essentially does is looking at the relationship between associations and their members as a taxonomy to reach professionals. So if it's building owners and managers association, then the people who are going to be members of that associations are quite a narrow group of professionals. If it's the neonatal nurses association, that's a very specific target. We have transplant, implant associations. There's cardiology associations for medicine and cardiology for surgery. So they're highly classified organizations. So, the idea here is to use those associations and their relationship, their communities, as a taxonomy for audiences that are essentially prospects. And that's what makes this unique in the sense. Also, Multiview aggregates all those different associations into one umbrella. I saw a question in there that had to do with who do you work with? You work with Multiview. So Multiview is helping those associations publish those newsletters or e-blasts or place the ads on their websites or retargeting off of them. We do everything from soup to nuts for the association. In terms of also finding the customers, monetizing it, and fulfilling the orders, helping them with creative, customizing the creative, and everything they need to do to execute on the campaign.
Oh, quite comprehensive. All right, next question. Does Audienceview provide the results or campaign metrics?
Yes, we have a customer portal that you can log in and see the stats for the campaigns that you're running, the duration. If you bought a year-long sponsorship of a newsletter that goes out weekly, so you essentially bought 52 issues of ads in that newsletter, and you can see exactly how many publications already ran. You can see the publication, you can see your ad in there, what kind of engagement, open rates, and clicks you got from those, if any, to your website.
All right. Is this strictly for print ads, or can it be for video as well? Or what other types of media does Multiview offer?
Great question. So all the media that we sell is digital. So we don't do print, but we can activate. Once you have an audience data, say that you have the American Associations, Nurses Association, or American Bus Association, we have their email list that we use to send emails to and the e-blasts to the members of that association. We can also activate that audience through DSPs on your behalf. We do not list those segments online for you to purchase. You have to buy the media through Multiview, but you can reach essentially everyone who subscribed to the association's newsletter. You can target those people elsewhere on the internet. We're just going to activate those segments through LiveRamp, and you can still reach them even outside of the newsletters, right? Same audience. Same goes to, if you're buying a direct placement on the association's website, you may as well buy the retargeting off of the association website. It's the same audience. It's just going to run, the ads are going to show to the same people who visited the association's website on other sites that they went to visit. And we're running on a very strict whitelist. So ads are not going to show on some weird websites. We are actually very strict on where the ads are running when we are activating data and first-party data and audiences. We all know if you're in B2B, scale is not the name of the game. It's about accuracy. So we have no doubt that we can fulfill the orders on highly reputable websites. And so we're running on very strict whitelists.
Nice. All right. 2 quick questions that we have. That's all we have time left for. Real quick, can you talk about your available CRM integrations?
Yes. So if you are a customer and you have existing customers or list of customers, we can absolutely help you activate those lists online. So like Sahar mentioned before, the association media is part of our business. Everything that we do beyond association media is powered by our experience and those relationships. So, and we can help you activate many different types of media beyond association media. And I love there's so many questions. I know that we're at time.
Yeah. If we have
Go
time
ahead,
for
please.
one more, but then audience, we will have Multiview will follow up with you for any questions we don't get to. Last question. I'm a marketer in a very niche market of agriculture. We're a manufacturer, and it's the norm for our market to be behind the times when it comes to digital. Has Multiview worked with agriculture manufacturers much?
We do have some manufacturing associations. We do have a company, not so. I mean, this is an area that Multiview is trying to break into right now. Agricultural associations are very closed. They're not as open as others. Still very print heavy in that vertical. But this definitely, we have a few. It's not as big as our healthcare or education or manufacturing facilities and grounds, but we have a lot of companies in ag that try to reach variety of professionals. So yeah, by all means, we can help you find those audiences. That's what we do.
Well, excellent. I want to thank you both, Sahar and Yariv, for an excellent presentation. That was very interesting. Thank you. Audienceview. If you'd like to learn more about Audienceview, please visit their booth or hit the resources tab here in Airbeat. And we truly value your feedback. Thanks for joining us today. Click on the link that should be popping up on your screen or posted in the chat to fill out a short survey to share your thoughts on today's demos. Thanks again, and can't wait to see you at our final demo starting in just 3 minutes. See you there.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Great to meet you.
Take care, guys.